Hi, welcome to Crafty as Online. I'm Anna, and this is my Blitz Your Kitz September-October project share. Blitz Your Kitz is a collaboration that I do with a bunch of other amazing creators here on YouTube, where we pull out old card kits, old collections, things that have just been sitting around in our stash, and we make projects with them. They can be cards, they can be scrapbook layouts, they can be wall decor, whatever it is. But the goal is to use up things that we have in our stash that maybe haven't seen as much love, and they should be used, so we try to use them. The way that it's structured is in the odd months. So in this case, it was September. We show you the kit or the collection, whatever that we're going to use. And in the even months, and in this case, October, we show you what we made with them. So if we make cards, we try to make 10, if not more. If we are inspired to make more, we make more, but the goal is to make at least 10 cards, and that is what I did here. So if you go back to my September video where I shared my kit, you will see that I pulled a bunch of random stuff from my Halloween collection box to make cards out of, with the express goal of using up the rest of a Recollections Halloween paper pad that I have. And let me show it to you. I ended up using it up. I used up scraps. I used up as much of it as I could. I didn't get too precious if I had things that were left over that normally I would hang on to, because this needed to go. So let me show you what I made. So last year, actually, this was a stencil background that I put together, and I took that background and added some little eyes for the spiders. I used this gem collection that I have, this set of gems that I got at a garage sale. And then I pulled out some other little odds and ends I had in my stash. I had a Recollections shaker bit collection, and they spilled all over the drawer they were in, and so I've been scooping them out and using them as much as possible. And then I used a sentiment from one of the stamp scents I shared in my kit video. So I have this really cute card that says "Happy Haunting." This is paper that I used from the paper pad that I had. It's cut apart, and I just used it as a background with they have little sayings here: best ever, random, poison, happy Halloween, all these little vials of poison up here. And then I took a die cut that I had, spooky. I have several of these, and I used that as the sentiment, and then added a few stickers. And then Tim Holtz has these little weird eyeballs that you can use in projects, and I had a little box of them. I went back and forth. Should I use them? Should I not? And I decided yes. And I really like the way this card turned out. It was random and kind of fun. So that is another card you might see on this one. And on this one, there's a sparkly kind of color. That is the Distress Mica sprays that Tim Holtz released for Halloween. I have the whole set. I have sets 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, I should say. And I used that to add a little border. And then I took some Love from Lizzie peel-offs and created a black border around the edge. These, after I cut the background down on this, I had some more cut aparts left over, and I decided to break them up and use them in kind of this quad layout. And then I took some stickers, some more stickers, and added those, and then more of the peel aparts. And then the background is another piece of the paper from the paper pad. On this one, I used none of the paper from the paper pad, but I did use one of the stamp and die sets that I have. So I stamped out the bat, the house, and the graves, and then die cut them out. For this, before I stamped it, I colored in parts of the paper with, I think it's fossilized amber ink, distress oxide ink, to make it have a little glow in the window. And then I also used the die for the moon without stamping it first, and I used fossilized amber on that too, and then kind of pounced around it to create a glow. In the background, some clouds. I used a stencil for that. And then the ghosts, so that stamp set, I've actually lost some of the stamps, and I've lost the two little ghost faces. So I used more of those gems and then drew in the little mouths on the ghosts, and I thought it turned out really cute. This one is actually one of my favorites. It's just one of the sentiment cards that I have, that the spooky came from the same collection, and added some stickers to just brighten it up a little. I didn't finish the inside of hardly any, I think maybe one of these cards I did. So this was really fun. This one is random. I was trying to do a design that Natasha Foote had put up on her YouTube channel, and I missed the measurements. I messed them all up. So I just did what I could and tried to put it back together in some fashion. But I had pieces of the pumpkin and the Halloween gold foiled paper left over from other cards, and I decided to kind of break it up and then put one of these from one of the ephemera packs on here, and then another ephemera pack piece, and then some gems on a black mat, just to, I don't know, it turned out okay. Here we have one of the stencils. I had the ghost stencil and the bat stencil and skeletons. So this was the only stencil I used, and I used some of the grit paste, and it came out a little weird, but I like it. I put it on I had done some fossilized amber around the edge, and the middle was still kind of white, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I thought, oh, you know what? I'll just do the ghost in the middle and then use the grit paste. And like I said, I don't know how I feel about it, but I also stamped a couple of sentiments, boo, happy Halloween, or Halloween greetings, and then added some of the gem stickers. This one is really fun too. So this paper was an entire sheet with just this in the corner, and sometimes those pieces are difficult to figure out what to do with. So it originally had a little spider right here, and that inspired me to cut out a spider die and use just the part of the pattern paper that said Happy Halloween as the sentiment. I also took some tonic glacier paste. Here it is. Some Nouveau glacier paste. I don't remember what color this is, but it made this gorgeous silver, and I spread it on some paper and let it dry, and then die cut out the spider web. And then I took a couple of pieces of the leftover, kind of the little bits that are left over, and cut out a thread of spider web, and then attached this, and then put some of the gems. I then distressed the edges of the cardstock, and yeah, I like the way this one turned out. It looks really cool. This one, I also kind of was using up scraps of paper and really liked the way this turned out. I used another stencil, actually I guess I used more than one stencil, another stencil on the back with some Distress Oxide Black Soot ink. And then I had I had the spider paper, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I decided to cut it up into squares And then I put this ephemera piece on it that says boo. And I really like the way this turned out. This was actually also inspired by a Natasha Foot design. She did it differently and it was much cuter, but I liked how this turned out. You know, the spiders facing each other on the paper and then the like cracked background, it just kind of, it says Halloween to me. This is one of the last cards I did. I had scraps. I just trimmed them down and laid them out. I had the die cut house. I showed those dies, recollections. I cut that out and then I put down the ephemera piece that said spooky, and then I added some of the spider shaker bits. And it's very simple, but I really like it. I think all the elements work well together, so that was fun. And then this one, also inspired by another Natasha Foot design. She had created some cards that were scrap pieces all cut up and kind of fitted back together like a mosaic. And so I took scraps from the various pieces of paper that I had used and cut them up in random shapes. And then I had another one of these backgrounds left that I had made a couple weeks ago, and so I started laying them out and sticking them down, and it looked cool. I didn't know what to do so as a sentiment, so I just took another one of those die cut pieces, and it reads Bon Appetit, and I put that down, and I think it turned out really well. So these are my 10 cards for the September, October Blitz Your Kitz collaboration. I went with the Halloween theme because that's what I was feeling at the time. And if you are interested in seeing what other collaborators make, you can follow along at the hashtag BYK2023 and see what they did. And I hope I will see you again soon. Thank you.